Good morning to you, viewers and listeners. My name is Mafuku Tholaine Matadi. I'm an associate professor at the University of Zululand in the law department. I will be co-presenting or co-authoring this paper with Mr. Kwanda Mngomezulu, who is my colleague in the law department. This presentation comprises of the introduction, the legal framework, the gap and challenges, beyond law and practical measures, recommendations, and conclusion. As from the introduction, we know that digital space is offering a lot of opportunities to adults, young, and even children. That's those opportunities for learning, social connection, and creativity. But in the same token, the same platform that empowers children also expose them to harm. Then it should be noted that cyberbullying is not just an online teasing. It can involve harassment, humiliation, threats, or the sharing of harmful images. And its impact goes far beyond the screen. It can cause serious psychological trauma, harms in children's dignity. It can even affect their education. So from the legal perspective, this cyberbullying phenomenon undermines children's constitutional rights, such as rights to dignity, privacy, and rights to have their best interests considered in every decision that affects them. So we have a legal framework in place in terms of protecting children, like the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, that protects the rights to dignity, privacy, and equality. We have the Cybercrime Act that criminalizes harmful online communication and non-consensual sharing of intimate images. And we also have the Protection from Harassment Act that provides the victim the right to protection orders, even the right to be protected against online harassment. Furthermore, we also have the Domestic Violence Act, which is currently amended, and it recognizes now the electronic abuse. There's a provision that is included. There, furthermore, we also have Children's Act that emphasizes on the best interests of the child. And in school, we have National School Safety Framework that helps addressing bullying, including online forms of bullying. But what is happening, these laws, it can be argued that these laws forms a safety net in terms of protection. But the issues that we're having is the issue of implementation. The issue of implementation, and it can be argued that these laws that are presented above are fragmented. So there is a need of laws talking to each other, complementing each other, but laws are scattered and sometimes it's confusing. And there is also an issue of weak law enforcement, the law enforcement that lacks capacity. Some investigators even struggle with digital evidence. So sometimes we have remedies that overlap between civil, criminal, and private law matters, and families are unsure where to turn. And we need the cooperation from social media companies. There's also inconsistency there, and there's an uneven issues in terms of access to justice. So we can see that laws alone is not enough in terms of protecting children against cyberbullying. But now, if laws alone are not enough, what can we do? That's another question. then we should go beyond law and find other practical measures. For example, in school, it can be suggested that in school, there is a need of digital citizenship lessons and anti-bullying education that needs to be incorporated in the curriculum so that children will learn more about this cyberbullying. There is another measure that needs to be put in place. It's a public awareness campaign that should empower parents, teachers, and children in terms of cyberbullying. And we should also note that victims of cyberbullying may consequently suffer anxiety, depression, even suicidal thoughts. Then there is a need of mental support. So parents and guardians should be digitally literate. They should be able to supervise and guide their children. And there is again another need of tech companies or social media companies that should partner with strong reporting tools and faster removal that will faster remove the harmful content. They should play in that in terms of removing the content that is harmful. Then this is what the paper argued. We have cyberbullying, and children are victims of this cyberbullying. Then there is a need. These are the key recommendations that this paper is trying to put forward, because it's still a paper in progress. Very soon we'll come up with a full paper. We need to strengthen legislation and enforcement. As mentioned previously, that there is a confusion in terms of law. We need to harmonize laws. Laws should talk to each other and provide a proper, comprehensive framework. And there is also a need to train law enforcement. If law enforcement are not trained, if they are digitally illiterate, it is challenging to fight online cyberbullying. So we should prioritize digital skills as far as law enforcers are concerned. There is also a need to launch national awareness campaign. And that's because South Africa has 11 official languages. So this campaign should be in multilingual aspects where everyone should be able to understand the awareness in terms of using their own home language. And this awareness should be youth-friendly and culturally relevant. We need to bring together the stakeholders. There is a need of cooperation, government, school, parents, NGOs, and all these tech companies that are moving people to go online and chat online, such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. So in conclusion, what one needs to bear in mind that cyberbullying, technology first, it's a double-edged sword. It empowers because we are all using technology, which is helping us in our research, in our studies. But in the same token, it's also exposing people, specifically children, and it's violating their rights to dignity, privacy, equality. So as a way forward, as we mentioned, we need laws that are talking to each other, that are harmonized. We need an effective education, awareness, and mental health support and cooperation with those digital platforms. So as far as this study is concerned, I think academics will learn and deepen the scholarship of children's rights in terms of digital age. And policymakers will also learn in identifying gaps and reforms, because we mentioned here that laws are not talking to each other. And practitioners will also learn in terms of the prevention measures that needs to be put in place. Yeah, I thank you so much. The best interest of the child should always be taken into paramount. And this is the reason why we decided to start with research. And these are the preliminary references that's used to come up with this presentation. I thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, OIDA conference. We truly appreciate it. Thank you very much.